to the living room. Today's hot topic, ladies, are you tired? Are you tired? The society has demanded so much from all of us, and in recognition of yesterday was Mental Health Day, Mental Health Awareness Day. And it got me to thinking, how many of us are really taking care of ourselves? What do we do to relieve the pressure? What do we do to take care of ourselves? Because we're tired in many areas of our lives. Emotionally, psychologically, mentally, we're drained. And a lot of times we keep saying, this is triggering me and that's triggering me. Nothing's triggering us. We're exhausted. We're tired to the point where all of us are just walking around like robots now. We're just doing and functioning. And we're tired of being disappointed. We're tired of being preparing and showing up for everyone, and there's no one there to show up for us. We're tired of being responsible. We're tired of being cheated on. We're tired of holding the whole family. We're tired of just being everything to everyone. I want us to talk about it because it's so very important that we have a place where we can come down off of it and take care of ourselves. Because who's really taking care of us?
Right.
Who's really taking care of us? When people come to you, they want something from you.
Yeah.
They're really not always adding, or we need to show up.
Yeah.
Right? And so I want us to really talk about it, because a lot of times, and sometimes we can even say, I'm tired of being a mother. I'm tired of the children. I'm tired of being a wife. I'm tired of all these crazy relationships. I'm sick of dating. I'm sick of all of this. The job, the money issues, like it's stuff. It's stuff. And what do we do to make sure we're okay? What is it that we do? And I know we say we pray. Yeah. You know what? Prayer is the number one. I pray. But physically, how do I become restored? Yes, spiritually, prayer is the answer, right? I'll never take that away. But what else do I do for me? And do you have time to do for you?
That's the part.
That's the part.
I watched a video of this young lady on TikTok one day. She said, what happens when getting your hair and your nails done is not enough? What happens when you're still exhausted? What happens? And I literally said, I guess it's therapy. And I don't comment often. But what do you do? Because you can't just stop. Because you either have kids or you have work or you have to show up somewhere.
Yeah.
How do you stop? I think each of us can look at a point in our lives at some point right now and say, I'm tired.
Yeah.
But it's a major part of your life that you're probably tired in. So how do you just stop?
Yeah, I feel like you do have to just stop. Like, because everything else is not working for me. Like you saying, the praying, I know you have to wait in God's timing. The going to get your hair done, going to get your nails done, going out on the weekend with your friends, just watching a movie on Saturday nights, and that's not fixing it. So now I'm at the point, I'm like, I think I have to disconnect from the world. I think I have to go take my son, go have somebody watch him for the next 5 days at least, and me go get on a flight or a plane somewhere and go sit with myself in a hotel room. Like, this is where my mind is at now, because it's so much going on in my head. I can't even function in my environment.
Wow.
So now I gotta step out of my environment and just sit with myself to try to just get all of that stuff out. So I don't know. That's my solution.
Yeah. I don't know, like, I have a 3-year-old, right? So going for 5 days is a lot of work for somebody else, right? So genuinely asking, what can I put her to bed early now just so I can breathe for an hour and a half. And then what I noticed with that was I'm scrolling.
Yeah.
See?
I'm scrolling on TikTok. Like, I'm just like, okay, put the phone down. Pick up the Bible. And I'm reading the Bible and I'm like, what am I talking about? My brain goes somewhere else and I have to focus on that. Like, it's like, it's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
What do you do?
Well, me, because I was at a point where I had a breakdown not too long ago, where everything was just overwhelming to me. And I'm just like, not like I don't want to say like suicidal type of junk, but it was just like, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of going on social media. It's depressing.
Yeah.
I'm just tired of everything.
Yeah.
So what I did and what works for me is now I just shut off everything. I don't be on my phone and I meditate. Like I just lay down, close my eyes, and just try to connect with God on that level and just block out ask God to clear my mind. I don't want to be on earth no more, like type junk. But it works for me, and I'll sit there for hours and it's weird because I'll be like, oh, and then I start feeling better because I have to, like, I don't know, like I can't even describe it. Like it's hard to do just to sit there
Because a lot of us
and to stay still.
can't be still for 5 minutes without noise.
I do it for hours.
A lot of us, we're not disciplined. I remember one time I went to a yoga class, and they had us lay back in the yoga class. And we were laying back, and the yoga instructor, and if you've taken yoga before, it was, excuse us, we can't hear you. Because we didn't put the energy to our ears, because they don't scream.
Yeah.
They talk. And I'm trying to lay down for 5 minutes. I looked at my sister and said, we have to get up. I have too much to do. I can't lay here for 5 minutes. It made me realize that we never stop. We're just going like the ever-ready bunny or rabbit or whatever the thing is. But how many times do we disconnect from things and people?
That's my way of disconnecting.
We never disconnect. We think we're missing something, but sometimes sitting with yourself, and you said, maybe I need to go get on a plane and go to another state, but if you don't know how to disconnect, it's going to be the same noise there. You're just in a different location,
No,
right?
that's true.
How do we actually disconnect? And then when we don't have time. When you guys were younger, I didn't know how to disconnect, so I would go upstairs and cry.
Yeah, I remember that.
I'm tired. I cut the light off and I sit in the room and I play sad music and I'm like, God, I'm tired. I don't know what to do. And they would say, what can we do? Nothing. Let me cry. Let me get out what's on the inside of me because it's too heavy for me right now. And people think it's bad to cry. It's good to cry. It's cleansing for your soul, but I'm releasing some of the energy that I had bottled up. I'm not suggesting that everyone cry. I didn't know a better way at the time. But sitting with ourselves saying, everybody stop. Stop. Everybody has to stop. Because if we're not good to ourselves. We're not good to anyone. And every day we're serving.
But you want to know what's crazy? It's the amount of pressure we put on ourselves. Like
to show up for people.
Like for me, like I'm like, dang, like even the job that I got right now, I'm like, dang, do I want to do this for the rest of my life? I need more. I need to go for more. I need to. So that adds on, And then I even had an entrepreneur mindset like her. Like I want to own my own, but then it's just, I still got personal things I got to deal with, mental things I got to deal with. So I think like me, like just blocking everybody out and just being in meditation.
But how long do you block them out?
For hours.
Wait. How long do you block them out?
For
hours. Okay.
Where I'm gonna tell you what I do, and I mean this. It took like 5 minutes to 10 minutes to get there. But this is what I do. I go in my room. I lay in my bed, I turn off the TV, I turn off my phone, I lay down and I get like in an open position and I'm like saying in my like, you know, that little voice you got, God, you got to remove everything from my mind right now. I just want to focus on you. And every time I have a thought, I just say, God, take the thought away. I just need this time.
Okay.
And it'll be thoughts going, but it's like energy coming from God, like that. It soothes me. So then when I get out of meditation, now I'm like recharged.
Good.
Like that's my way of doing it.
So you were able to quiet yourself.
Yeah. And then now I have energy.
Okay. But you can. How do you do it with a 3-year-old?
I can. But she's like, Mom. I can do that. And that's the part. Like even if I try to take a bath, because the shower and the baths are just my jam. Can I come in? No. So I ended up, what I started doing was like, okay, you can't go to bed at 9:30, you can go to bed at 8:30, like knocked out at 8:30. And then I'm like, right now.
I have a little time.
So then, but what I do at that time is, and it's only been like a week, but it's not productive.
But you're noticing it.
I'm noticing it.
It takes a while.
Like I'm not being productive, and not to clean, not to wash clothes and fold clothes and pick out outfits. I need that hour and a half before
For you.
I go to sleep for me.
Yes.
And now I'm just like, I started bringing my notebooks and my Bible in the back. I'm going to try to get to it so I can just write. Because when I was in therapy, the young lady said to me, you need at least 10 minutes a day where you just write.
Yeah.
And she kept, but I've never made time for it.
Mm.
But I tell everybody else to do it, but I don't know how to quiet me.
Yeah.
Because you have to be, and I've been using this word a lot, intentional.
Intentional.
Intentional about
Intentional.
not showing. I'm intentional about showing up for work, for my family. Intentional about bills. Intentional about all the things, my daughter, but not me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the part
That's the
right
part.
there. Like, I look at my life when I was 21 and I'm like, okay, I was working, I was in school, I had friends, I had boyfriends, I had a lot going on then, but why wasn't I so stressed? And it was because everything that I was doing was things that I wanted to do. I wanted to do it. Not that I needed to do it, not that I had to do it, not that it was pressure. People, I'm listening to what people are telling me. It was like my world, my life. I'm doing me. I feel like when I got older, I started letting society get in my social media, my
Yes.
family.
Yes.
I'm like, okay, like even though I like this job, I'm almost 40. I can't be a sales rep. I gotta be a manager. So let me get this manager role. It was like, it's like you put all this pressure on yourself, and then you start doing things you don't even want to do. You're not even happy.
That's true.
You're not even happy. Like my mom always tells me, she was like, I can't even believe you had a child because you were so into yourself.
Okay.
You were so into yourself. It was your world. You didn't see anything else. So I every day I just sit here and just cannot believe you have a child. And I'm like, well, what am I now? Like I'm not into myself.
Okay.
She's like, no. You're into your child now. You're into your job. You're into everything
But
else
yourself.
other than yourself.
Wow.
So, like Mika said, you have to be intentional because that stuff is not going to go. What my son's going to be there, God willing, my job got to be there because I got to pay my bills. So that stress is going to stay. But I have to figure out a way to either cope with it.
Yes.
And I think cope is like a big way.
It's a big word.
It's a big word.
Yeah, it's a really big word because a lot of times we don't cope. We just do and do because, and a lot of times we're codependents, right? We pick up people. We pick up everybody that need help. We know we don't have time to help them, but we feel so sorry, and it makes us feel special somehow to help somebody else, right? And so a lot of times we need to take a step back and identify where we're operating from. What am I operating from? Do I need to feel needed? Am I allowing more stuff to come in my life because if I do this, they'll think I'm a good person?
Yeah,
That's a good point.
Why am I doing all of these things? Yeah.
I feel like we compare our lives to fake social media.
Yes.
And we try to show up as that when that's not really who we are or who we want to be. And now we're trying to figure out why life not working out for us.
Right.
It's like we're doing things.
I think
we're
I'm
not even.
I think I'm codependent. Like I need to do something for somebody. I think that's my problem. That's honestly.
That's okay.
I've noticed
That's okay.
that. I've been noticed that I was codependent. Like I get a thrill off of helping people.
But there's a difference in getting a thrill off of helping people.
Not a thrill, like
and only surviving because I have to do for them to make me feel important. It's a difference.
Mine is I need to do for people to make myself feel better. I don't know why.
So
Not important, but better. Like I'm like I need a cape on to save the world type of junk. Like,
and that's why we end up exhausted.
Exactly. That's
because
where I'm at
people
right now.
are going to take as long as you give.
Exactly.
People will always take. They'll never say no. As long as you have a handout, they're going to give me whatever you have in your hand.
Even my job. I'm a case manager.
Yeah.
So it's in my job. It's outside of my job. It's like, but it's just, I just get so like, I have to help. And I pray on that.
And it's okay, right? It's okay to help people. I'll never tell you not, but not to your detriment. And the majority of us can say we help to our detriment. We will go to the end of the rope. And then when we need someone to go to the end of the rope, we can't find them. We may find one or two people. But then they're busy, and we don't want to infringe upon
Yeah.
their time.
So
Yeah, that's true, that's
I
true.
went on this whole crusade at my job trying to help people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now that I'm really thinking about it, I have been on this crusade because it makes me feel good because people say I'm a mean person.
See?
I'm not nice.
See?
Really?
I'm a jerk. Oh.
You? Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
So I've been battling being my true self for so long because I just felt rejected from it. Like my personality was too strong. So I bite my tongue, right? So I've been on this crusade. And in the crusade, it's like, I hope they do this for me. But that's not it.
You're not doing it for your place,
I'm
right?
not doing it for, and I just had that revelation today because it makes me, like right now, it makes me feel good. And maybe if my name is on the chopping block, they'll fight for me, but they don't have to.
They don't have to.
They're not like, it is very interesting, especially about jobs, because also, looking for other jobs and doing all this other stuff. And I know that all I'm doing is adding more pressure to myself.
That's it.
I always said I don't want to go any higher.
That's it.
Because the level of stress that I'm going to have to deal with, I don't want.
It's not worth it.
But what am I doing? Looking for other jobs to go high. Like, it is absolutely
It's weird. You're doing things you don't want to do.
That's I feel that. I feel that. I feel
I
that.
want to be high. I want to be this title, and I want
But
that.
why?
And then I'm gonna be home.
Because society. It's society. It's just the pressure. It's the
I think it's
pressure.
money.
Yeah.
It's money, right? It's just money. It's
money.
money.
So
It's
that I
money.
can be comfortable, and the title just happens to come along with that. So I'm gonna go and kill myself because I can barely handle the stress. Go kill myself and look for more.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just putting all this pressure. I put a lot of pressure on myself.
Yeah.
And then we want everyone to think that we have it all handled.
Yeah.
I have the family okay.
Right.
I have the marriage okay.
Yeah.
I have the relationship okay. I have the job okay. I have the career okay.
But
I have
internally,
this, and we're melting down on the
Yeah,
inside.
that's how I feel.
No one has it all
Yeah, that's how I
together.
feel.
No.
And I think
That's
that's,
how I feel.
actually going to put peace in my head because I'm like, there's no one on this planet who has it all together.
No.
But it's trying to find that peace. I've been trying to find peace. I have.
Yeah.
I think so.
But then we have to ask ourselves again, are we overachievers?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Again,
Wow.
an overachiever is because you want someone to know that I matter too.
And trauma.
Trauma is
I was gonna
trauma
say
is
that.
the underbelly
I
of
think
it.
no, listen, because
Trauma.
I'm glad you said it.
Yes.
I think the reason why I go so hard now is because of what I went through as a child, and I'm like this. I gotta outlive my childhood because it was so toxic that I'm like, I just want to be free from it. I want to be good. So that's why I go so hard and try to elevate. I think that's what
it's
it is.
okay. That's
think that's
amazing
what it
that you
is.
said that, right?
Yeah.
But don't burden yourself trying to be good and trying to be the best. You're already the best just because of who you are.
We don't see
put
that.
mo-
I don't
but
see
but that's
that.
why I'm
Yeah.
speaking it to
I
you
don't
right
see
now.
that.
You're
Yeah.
already the best. You don't
Yeah,
have
I
to
don't
do
see
more
that.
and be more. You are more already. You just have to accept
And it's
it.
crazy because I accomplish so much, but I don't see it. I just don't see
That's
the things that I do.
But it's
I
the
don't see it. I
overachiever.
don't
I'm
see
going
it.
for the highest because I want them to see, hey, I matter, but you matter already. You don't have to do any more.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Okay.
I've
I
been
think
trying
that's
to get my
what it is.
master's 20 years.
Get your what?
Master's degree. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you doing that?
I know,
It's amazing.
but
It's
It's
amazing.
still, I still don't.
But you don't
feel
have to
it.
prove anything to anyone.
It's
See,
not even that. It's the feel.
Feeling
Like
for
I don't
you.
know why I
Like
feel
you
like
want
it's
more,
not
like you
enough.
can do
It's
more.
not enough.
But
It's
see,
not enough.
and you see all of these things that's coming out, we put it on ourselves because we're just trying to feel good.
Yeah.
Okay, that's something. That's
Yeah.
We're trying to feel good. We're trying to
That's
make
a
sure
good
we
point.
matter. And so we're exhausting ourselves trying to show up like I'm going to be the good wife, but I really don't like my husband.
Oh.
Listen, no. Not to put a husband down.
No, yeah.
I don't know who I am.
Yeah.
So both of us are in imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
That's the thing too.
Do I have that?
We don't really know who we are, so now we're tired, right? So we're both trying to feed off each other, but neither of us know who we are. So now we're both imposters and we're trying to handle each other, but all we're doing is causing stress.
That's
Trying to deal with what's really, really going on. So now we're exhausted on top of being tired of the daily tasks that we have every day. And now we're trying to feed people, serve, show up for them, but we don't know who we are.
Yeah, that's true. It all goes back to you don't know who you are, like you said.
And we're doing it for applause, maybe silently. And we'll never want to admit that, right?
Yeah.
We're tired of being, why don't they like me? Why can't I find this person? Or why am I not in a relationship? Or why I keep being cheated on? Or why they don't show up for me? And why don't I make as much money? And why don't I have a home? And why don't I have, it's all because our self-esteem is taking hits and we don't think that we're good enough.
Yeah.
So we just gotta sit down
and accept ourselves.
And I have
accept ourselves.
You know what's crazy? That's
this is therapy
so
tonight,
good.
y'all.
That's so good because I don't think I accept myself. I know I don't.
Why?
I don't know.
But okay, this is a good
But
place.
you just don't know yourself.
Perhaps.
I'm learning now, but at the same time, it's just like I don't think I'm where I'm supposed to be. I think I'm supposed to be further, and I don't even know what that looks like.
But
it just, thank you, but it just feel like it. It feels like
it's because if I go reach for the stars, but when are you able to say I'm okay right here?
But further
career,
like further in what area?
Spiritually, everywhere.
But we all have a trajectory, right?
Yeah.
We all have a place to go, but we mature into that place.
Right.
Yeah.
Instead of putting the bricks on our shoulders now, trying to carry the load, I don't have to. Enjoy where you are now and allow the maturity to shoot you there.
Trying to find yourself by doing things.
Yeah.
By obtaining
instead of just
doing for people.
What my mother said to me that rings so true. Enjoy the season you're in because it will never come back.
Yeah.
And it is hard to sit down and just stop. But now I get it. She told me this before I got married, before I had a baby, before all of this stuff. And it's like hindsight is 20/20.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Mm-hmm. Enjoy the fruits of your labor now. And sometimes we don't recognize that because we don't stop.
Yeah.
Like, and we wait for other, like, maybe you sit in a room and you say, like, I looked at my daughter the other day and I said, I'm a good mother. Mm-hmm. I had to stop and say that to myself because I felt like I wasn't. I felt like, because it's hard.
But just being present, though, you're present.
No, but also you realize you need so much help.
Yeah.
Right? You can't, for the women that don't have help, if I didn't have my village, I'm trying not to cry.
I know you're about to make me cry. I'm about to start tearing up because I'm like,
so hard. So when I looked at her, I said, and everybody thought I was joking. I was like, I'm a good mom.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have to celebrate that moment.
Yes.
Even in the moments where I don't feel it. Because I put so much pressure on myself. But she's alive.
Yes.
She's healthy.
Yes.
She has extracurricular activities.
And no one ever said you were a bad mom.
No,
it's
the pressure.
The pressure that I put on myself.
Yeah.
Right? And it's not, nobody says it. It's just like you want to be Superwoman.
Yeah.
I lived my life always having it.
Yeah.
I didn't need help.
Yeah.
I didn't ask for help. Mm-hmm. It was in this season of my life, I need all the help God can give.
But you want to know how you feel? I feel like I'm battling this. Am I really a good person? Because of the things that I used to do, and that's what I think. And I'm gonna go vulnerable. I think I was trying to make up for the bad that I've done. So I'm like, I need to start doing good. So like, I try to be like this person that do so much good because I'm trying to make up for the bad that I did in the past.
But what I need you to understand, forgive yourself.
True.
That's
I know,
it.
yeah. That was a part of
Forgive yourselves for the things you did in your past because I don't want to go Bible, but it says, when I was young, I thought as a child. Now that I'm old, I think differently, right? I put away childish things. I don't do those things anymore. We've all made mistakes in our childhood, right? We've all made decisions that we would not make where we are today. But if you don't forgive yourself, you're going to constantly rehash those things. So in the summation of all of this stuff, we're making our own selves tired.
We are. It's so much.
It's what we're doing, trying to put pressure on ourselves to show up for ourselves and redeem ourselves from what we've done. Let the past go.
Yeah.
That's what I was.
You can't move forward if you keep looking backwards.
That's true.
You can't attain what you need to attain if I keep looking backwards. And there was a time I thought about all the things I did in my past, but I had to sit down and forgive myself. And there was a time I cried for a whole week because I couldn't believe the decisions I made. And my husband says, listen, God forgave you. Why don't you forgive you?
Yeah.
And let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go. And another thing is, we can't change people.
No.
Yeah.
You can't change anyone else. A lot of times we're running behind men, we're chasing relationships, we're doing all these things,
Yeah.
we're chasing husbands and wives, and we're doing all of this stuff. When people want to leave, let them go. As hard as it is, let them go. You learn, you may have to grieve it.
Yeah.
It's okay, grieve it.
Yeah.
Right? Because you cared. And it's okay. But you can't make anybody stay around you that don't want to be with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't, right? So you have to say, okay, God, I got to chuck this one up too. Give me strength
Yeah.
to release this person from my life. God bless them. I don't wish them any harm. But, you know, right now it's not time for us. We don't need to be friends. Maybe another time in eternity. Maybe we may meet, but if not, it's cool.
Sometimes it's hard to let go.
It's
though.
hard.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Is it coming back to you?
Yeah.
It's
Like,
us.
even though,
We're
like,
doing
like,
it.
'cause I'm hearing you talk about like if the other person isn't, but it still come back
To how we
you.
handle it.
Like
how we
maybe
do it.
it's not working out, and I don't want to say blame it on a person, but because you're not right, maybe this is why that relationship is not working out. Maybe
Yes.
this is why that job, whatever, your friendship. So it
Wow.
all goes back to
See,
you.
that's a good point,
And I
too.
think for me, it is being happy because you're not always going to be happy.
No, you're not.
Happy is
No, you're not.
subjective.
It is.
But being okay with who you are, even though that doesn't look like the norm, which is what having a nice car, having a nice house, being rich, taking care of your kids, being happy, looking good. Sometimes if you don't look like that, you feel less than.
Yep.
So it's like we gotta understand that that's not even real.
That's not
just
real.
a facade.
It's not
So
real.
Be okay with where you are.
Yes.
I literally, and this is a testimony too. 2 weeks ago, I walked in the house after having a great day. I was like, finally, I have a great day. Turned my light switch up, and my light didn't come on. And I said, oh my God, here it go again. PSC&G done cut me off. And I'm sitting here crying like, again, this is the second time in 3 months that my lights got turned off. And then I was like, okay, let me figure it out. And I called my friend, and I'm like, mind you, he's successful. And I'm like, my lights are off again. He said, you think you're the only one? You think you're the only
No.
one?
I just paid that bill today
Yeah.
for clarity.
You see this G-Wagon? You know that note is 2 notes behind?
Yes, ma'am.
You are not the only one going through this.
People are struggling.
stop
People
doing
are
this to
struggling.
yourself. He was like, what you see is not really what
It's
it
not
is.
real.
It's
So
not.
I'm trying to learn how to be okay with me, but I have to remove myself
Yes.
from
The idea.
I'm not
From the
gonna get-
distractions
Yeah.
that we think define life.
Yes.
But you know what? I also was struggling with, my personality. I have decided to be more honest.
Yes.
With yourself.
Not just with myself, but with other people.
Yes.
Because other people back in the day would look at me, oh, she thinks she got it together. Like, I'm crying in the corner because I can't pay my car note.
Yep.
I gotta buy my baby new seasons and stuff. Christmas coming up. She want to be Elsa. Like, y'all don't understand. But from the outside, we're pulling up in my truck. Oh, she got it. I'm like, yo, I just got enough gas.
Yeah.
But people
Yes.
don't.
People don't
look at
see.
it and think it's cool. I'm like,
Yeah.
y'all don't. Everybody's struggling. It might be different levels. Of
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
Your boy got a G-Wagon here. It's different
Yeah.
levels of it.
Yes.
But and once we realize that people are human and not everything is perfect for
Right.
everybody,
Yeah.
we'll take the pressure off.
Take the pressure off.
Because
That
it's
is
not
that,
real.
and I think that's the key because we're tired because we're requiring so much of ourselves,
Yeah.
and we think we have to show up in these perfect ways,
Right.
and it's not real.
No.
It's
It's
because
just
you
not.
want to know what's crazy? We've been taught to not express ourselves. Though.
We've been
like,
taught to be
especially
fake.
like in my household.
Be fake.
Yeah, like
There's a norm.
yeah, I couldn't. I don't know. I think I'm just now dealing with, emotions.
And
you
it's
know?
okay.
I'm learning
It's
emotions.
okay. Good,
I'm
good.
learning triggers. I'm
Good.
learning.
Don't beat nobody windows out.
I'm not aggressive.
But
No,
but it's
not
good to
aggressive.
have these conversations. Do you see
Yeah.
how this conversation just flowed?
Yeah.
But do you see? It's good to have these
Yeah.
conversations because it's like all of us, we're so full
Yeah.
that we don't trust anyone to share or to walk up and say, listen, I'm not good today. I'm not all right.
Yeah.
And if they say why, I don't know. I'm just not okay.
Yeah.
And that's
That's
okay.
It should be a normal.
It's not.
It should be normal
It's
that
not.
we have a village that we can go to and say, yo, I'm not good.
Yeah.
I'm just not good. I need you to hold me up, okay?
But let me just say this. What happens when that village can't hold you up?
No, somebody in there can.
Yeah.
Someone
What if they
can.
don't?
Then it's not your village.
Yeah.
That's not your village.
Because some people don't have help.
Some people don't, but that's why we need to create a sisterhood.
Yeah.
Right? Because if all of you are having a good day and I'm not, and I come and tell y'all,
We gotta
whether
lift
you
you
don't
up.
sit in my house with me, you can shoot a prayer up for me.
Yeah.
You can call me and encourage me, even if you don't know what to say to me.
Yeah.
You can call me on the phone and just listen.
That's true.
That's a village. You may not have my answers. You don't have to have answers. But sometimes just to have somebody right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not by myself. I may be struggling, but I'm not by myself. Stop.
Yeah.
But we need to create a village. We have become isolated.
Yeah, that's me.
All of us
You
have
know
become
what's crazy?
isolated.
I'm
and that's
very
why we're tired.
I mean, because
Yo, I'm so isolated because I don't want to
change it
bother
today.
people. I don't want to bother.
Transactional.
It is.
The way we
Yes.
keep moving,
Yes.
Like,
Oh,
I'm not gonna do for you
man.
if you're not doing for
Yes.
me. Like I was just talking to my coworker about this, and I was like, relationships have changed. Like nobody's going in authentic anymore. Everybody's looking like, well, what can you do for me? So the guys are like, I'm not giving her money. I'm not supporting her unless she give me her body. And the women are like, I'm not giving her my body unless he do for me, unless he give me. So it's like this back and forth transaction stuff that where if people are not getting something, they're not giving anything.
Absolutely. And we even do that with God. If he's not blessing us, we ain't serving him.
Yeah.
If he ain't saving my house, we not praying.
I think for me,
Come on.
I think I was so traumatized that I'm just like, I'm scared to get traumatized again. So I don't want to mess with people.
everybody-
So when I go through something, no, listen, no, because I'm really about to open up right now, right? I've been, things happen and I'm just like, if I put my trust into this person and this person fail me, I'm gonna feel like how I felt back in the day, and I don't want to go through those emotions. So I'd rather just be by myself.
And a lot of us do that.
No, that's real. That's real.
But that's real.
No, but that's
It's
sad.
real,
It's not a good thing.
but it's not the reality
It's not a
of
good
how
thing.
we're supposed to
It's
live
not a good
life.
thing. But I'm being honest.
We
though.
can't,
I'm being
because
honest.
what we have to do is say, they're gonna make mistakes just like I made mistakes.
Yeah.
It just happens to be my turn. And that's maturity, right?
Yeah.
We look at people and we want them to be what we're not really.
That's well.
Because we're not always right.
No.
And we make mistakes, right? And so are other people. And when we understand that there's only one person that we could trust that'll never turn on us, and that's God.
God,
That's
exactly.
the Lord.
That's
He's
it.
the only one.
But I just said,
That's
because I just told you that. I was like, that's why I don't tell anybody anything. Because I said something to someone and it ended up coming back and it came through them and it was just like a whole thing. And I was like, but then
Exactly.
I just sat here and I was like, but what if God is trying to heal me from that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, what if He's
Yes.
trying to heal me from not trusting people or for not being
Yes.
vulnerable and doing it genuinely?
Yes.
I don't
Yes.
think we move like
No,
that.
no.
Yes.
Everything is like, I'm not gonna let
This
you
mine and you
in.
can't come in.
Like,
You broke my
I saw
trust.
a red
I was like-
flag. Oh, and it's like, okay, so now it's coming to the point where people are telling me, would you relax? Would you calm down? And my therapist told me I had anxiety. My doctor told me that. I ain't never told my friends and stuff. So for them to be like, you are overthinking everything, it's because you're trying to protect your heart.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now you're not gonna move genuinely authentic, and guess
So we're
what? You're
uptight.
not gonna attract that.
We're completely
Yeah.
uptight.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're full of trauma.
Yeah.
And so we call ourselves protecting ourselves.
Yeah.
We're tired of all the stuff, but because we don't heal, we keep attracting the same mess.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And now we're self-isolating, right?
Yeah.
And so now I can't heal because I'm keeping everybody away from me.
That's
Yeah.
Yep.
Lord, this was a good session, y'all. We're gonna do
Yeah.
another session like this one. Think about what we could talk about in the next one, but it has to be a part 2. Thank you all for listening to us this evening. I hope if you're tired, self-reflect. Sit with yourself and see what areas you need to heal in. What areas do you need to say, I'm not okay? Or I'm a codependent? Or that's a trauma response? Or I'm self-isolating? Or I'm a perfectionist? Or I'm an overachiever? What area? Because it's all of these trauma responses that's causing us to be exhausted
all of
in
it.
the life that we're trying to live.
Wow.
I hope you guys got something out of it. We're going to come back with a part 2 to this because I feel it was truly needed tonight. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.